Time for our Western Washington Toyota Team of the Week, and who else? Come on, guys. Seattle Storm, the first team in WNBA history with a 17-0 record at home during the regular season. What a storybook year it's been for the Storm, but now it is playoff time, and one of the leaders of that team joins us in studio tonight. Sue Bird, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem.
How about this season? I mean, not just at home, but the #1 overall seed in the entire league. Did you guys expect to finish 28-6?
I don't think you ever go into a season expecting that kind of record, not in the WNBA anyway. But we've always been successful at home. You know, every year if you go back, it'll be one loss here, a couple losses there. For us to go undefeated, though, is pretty special.
Of course, in front of the special fans out there as well at Key Arena. The playoffs begin Wednesday night, and guess who? Third straight year, fourth time in 5 years in an opening series. It's the LA Sparks. You guys can't get away from them, can you?
We can't.
It's crazy. I mean, you had success against them in the regular season. You were 5-0. Why do you match up so well against them? This year, at least.
Yeah. No, I know we're 5-0, but, you know, the playoffs is going to be a completely different beast. And even though we did go 5-0, the first 3 games were when they had Candace Parker.
Right.
And that was, you know, I think the last time we played them was July 3rd. So they're a completely different team. They've had time to adjust. It makes it much more difficult because they're playing a lot better together.
This sounds like a couple years ago when Candace came back and Lisa Leslie came back after pregnancy. Is that sort of ringing a bell? Or?
Yeah. I think at times it just takes teams some time to gel. And right now that's what you're seeing in LA. We had a tough game last night, so we'll see what happens.
Just a one-point game and came all the way down the wire. I'm not going to ask you guys about motivation because I know it's there, especially after the past. But what's going to be different this year? Why do you think this team is in a better position to win this series? Is it experience? Is it depth? Is it health?
I think it's all of those things.
Okay.
You know, we've dealt with our fair share of injuries last couple of years come playoff time. We've also added some players this year that do have experience. I think if you count it up between, you know, 4 or 5 of us, there's like 5 championships. So yeah, they know how to do it. And even people who haven't won in the WNBA, they won overseas or in college. So there's a lot of experience there, and hopefully that can be a difference maker.
It's taken me an entire season, but I think I finally can say Svetlana Abrosimova.
I knew that was coming.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
I didn't when she was on the show earlier this year.
She probably got really mad at you, huh?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She gave me a nasty look. I know Lauren Jackson. She's been hampered by injuries the past couple of years right around this time. Is there a noticeable difference seeing her healthier this year?
Oh, absolutely. I think, you know, sometimes injuries are kind of a blessing in disguise. And for Lauren, you know, it was terrible when it happened last year. But for her, she was able to go back to Australia, really focus on her health. She came back stronger. She came back ready. You know, injuries do happen. You can't control them all the time. But for Lauren, she's just, I don't know, she's playing great right now. She's definitely my MVP. So far, so good for her.
Absolutely, and definitely a candidate for league MVP as well, along with Brian Agler being hopefully Coach of the Year also.
Sure.
I know you can't speak for Lauren, but how happy do you think she is that she decided to come back to Seattle this year?
I think she's happy.
Yeah.
You know, she may not always let on, but this is a place that she loves, truly. I mean, she lives here. She owns a house, so I think that speaks volumes.
I don't think Storm fans can imagine this team without Lauren Jackson and Sue Bird. You guys have been the faces of the franchise.
That means we're old.
No, not at all. I'm not going to ask you what you want to do after you retire. I know you get that a lot now.
God.
As you get older, right?
That's definitely a sign of age. I was like, oh, my God, last 2 years, that's all I've been asked.
Okay, well, we won't ask it tonight. Home court advantage, I know exactly. Home court advantage, actually home court advantage this year because you don't start at home and then go 2 on the road. You're going 1-2-1. How much more of an advantage is that for you guys this year?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, the record kind of speaks for itself. We went undefeated at home. We play a lot better there. I think as does every WNBA team, and that's why home court advantage is so important. For us, those are the 2 main goals, to get it in the West, and then if we had the opportunity, to get home court advantage throughout. And we did that. We feel good about it. Still got to go out there and win, though.
Absolutely. And you guys clinched home court advantage throughout the playoffs. You also still had a couple games left at the time. So how do you keep the foot on the gas pedal? You see this often in the NFL before playoffs.
Right.
Because you sit some of your starters, you don't get all the playing time.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Is it? Okay.
Just because you want to rest certain people. For others, it's a great chance for them to play, to get more comfortable. But, you know, you're an athlete. So when you're sitting there, you want to be on the court, but, you know, you got to rest. And then you don't want to lose, you know, the momentum that you had. And that's kind of where it gets a little awkward. But, you know, we worked through it. We made it. And here we are, hopefully, you know, going to be successful in the first round this year.
It happened for a couple of games there, but then you got your normal minutes pretty much last night agaast the Sparks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that, I mean, you guys were going for the 17-0 record. There's
yeah,
no question
that was
about
our motivation.
How special is that for you guys?
It really is. I mean, I think Coach Agler after the game kind of said it best. It's a record that can only be tied. You know, nobody will ever do better.
Right.
To go undefeated at home, it's the first time ever. It's tough in this league. I mean, I know our record kind of makes you think otherwise, but believe me, it was not easy. None of those home games were easy.
Wednesday night, 8 p.m., it all starts again as the postseason starts. Sue Bird joining us tonight. Let's switch gears just a little bit. You won a gold medal in Beijing a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You're back on track to play in 2012 and the Olympics in London.
Yep.
Now your former coach at UConn, Gino Auriemma, is the national coach. You're going to be playing for him in the World Championships.
Yep.
What's that going to be like to play for him? It's been a few years now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been some time, but I'm excited. You know, he's a great guy, a great coach. Somebody who, oh
you
man.
got the old school video going out here.
It's like flashback.
We hit the archives for that
big
one.
time. But yeah, he's a great guy to play for, you know, and I couldn't be, you know, more excited to play for anybody than I am for Coach Auriemma, and I'm excited for him as well. It's a position that, you know, he's always wanted. He's wanted to be the Olympic coach for a long time, and now he has that opportunity, and I'm glad I can be a part of that.
Is that weird, though? I mean, you're a college kid playing for somebody, and then all of a sudden you've had all the success on the international stage, and you go back to play for the same coach.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but at first. But I have to say, he treats us like adults. The relationship has definitely changed from what it was in college,
Right.
and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Does he still get manicures? He manicures his nails. I know you've gone on record saying that in the past,
I know.
right?
I could. Maybe I was wrong.
Okay. No pedicures, though.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Who knows? He likes to primp.
I think we're going to get that on tape and then play it back to him. We saw Sandra Bullock earlier in the show. You said if there was a movie made about your life, you would pick Sandra Bullock. Still? I know you said that about 8 years ago.
I think it's the hair. I think it fits.
Okay.
I think it works.
No, okay. You
That or Gina Davis. I get Gina Davis a lot.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. Something about the cheeks maybe, or that mouth. I'm not sure.
We're going to go with Sandra Bullock, and she also won an Academy Award. Have you seen any good movies lately?
I just saw Eat, Pray, Love today.
With Julia Roberts?
Julia Roberts. I read the book, so even though I heard some bad things about the movie, I kind of had to go. But I also saw Salt a couple weeks ago, Inception week before that. So I obviously go to the movies a lot.
I was going to say, any of them belong in the Oprah Winfrey, no, she has the book club.
Yeah,
so do you have the Sue Bird movie club?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Those were all right. I mean, they were entertaining enough.
I guess maybe that's a better question. Have you cried during any movies lately?
Oh, no, I have not.
Okay.
It's been a while.
It's been since My Girl.
Yeah, probably.
Back in the Anna Schlumsky.
Wow, you really did hit the archives,
It was
huh?
a Dan Patrick interview from 2002, and I'll be honest, I cry every time I see Rudy.
Yeah. Rudy.
Enough of that, though. Conventional wisdom says you guys are undefeated at home. You stay undefeated at Key Arena. You'll win a championship. Sounds easy, right?
Yeah.
Pretty simple?
Yeah, pretty simple.
Well, good luck.
No
Sue
problem.
Bird and the Storm begin the playoffs Wednesday night at Key Arena against the LA Sparks. Thanks so much for joining us. Good luck during the playoffs.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Sue. Well, coming up, the Little Leaguers are still alive, and we're catching up with their manager in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. But why is their manager's toenails painted? Do you want to know? Well, we'll tell you next on Queued Up Sports.